my project. I haven't got a name for it yet, but I've got a plot idea for it. So it's about a young boy who falls asleep and has weird, surreal dreams. Um, his dreams will sort of relate to his experiences in life, and he's having trouble in his personal life, and he'll be haunted by a dark, shadowy figure throughout, a sort of a symbolic representation of his issues following him into his dreams. So for the audience, it was a little bit hard for me to pin down, but I kind of want to do it for some of the young adult, for young adults, so 16 to I think 26-year-olds. Um, I want so I need. It's been hard pinpointing the audience because there's not a lot of research into audiences who like surrealist films, kind of like Mulholland Drive and Holy Mountain were the ones I was looking at. So it's been a little hard pinpointing it. Um, Things like the demographic band with the wages sold C1, C2 bands. I think I want to go for maybe somewhere between C2 and B, sort of higher income.
Carry on a minute, right?
Go on. Higher income bands that maybe make more, because it tends to be a case of they're more open to. Lost it.
Sorry.
They're more open to more creative films, and not so conventional narratives like what I want to do. So the inspiration, I've looked at 3 films, that being Mulholland Drive, Holy Mountain, and Eight and a Half. I liked Mulholland Drive was the initial inspiration for it, with having most of the film being a dream, but not having it known to the audience that it was a dream. Holy Mountain for the really weird surrealism of the film. It really struck me, some of the cinematography and the visuals I really liked. It was just a generally weird, strange film which I kind of want to capture for mine. And Eight and a Half kind of caught my attention as well, with the main character dipping in and out of dreams and struggling creatively. Bit of a writer's job, a director's block, I think they refer to it as. So those are my initial ones, and then short films as well that I've researched. You got this one called Dreams and another one called REM. Dreams is really short, I think it's only about a minute long, but it's kind of got 2 things in there that I really like. The dipping in and out of dreams, or both of them do, I suppose. REM, he dips in and out of dreams, and kind of you see in between his real life and dreams. And dreams as well then, with the dark figures haunting her towards the end of the film, which I really liked. Yeah, I mean they both got things that I like, and they got things in common. More specifically REM, with the fading in and out of dreams and seeing different things in different places, characters. That's what I really liked. Where are we? So this is the mood board. I've tried to get a few. I've tried including a few different things. So I've got infrared photography, which I'd like to use for some of the scenes in forests and beaches. Just kind of add to that surrealist, because I feel as if if I film in the forest, then it doesn't look otherworldly. I want these environments to look strange, sort of like an uncanny valley kind of look. The infrared and monochrome stuff that I've done, that I've researched, won't be done in camera. That would have to be done in post, which I've tested, and it is doable. So I've got stuff like infrared photography on faces. And I've just included a few films as well. Like Wizard of Oz, the vibrancy and the colours for the dreams is what I really like. And Wizard of Oz is basically a dream. And stuff like Eternal Sunshine on a beach, Holy Mountain again then with the colours as well. And symmetry in the shot and stuff like that. I've got colour swatches then as well. Those colour swatches, tertiary colours, which I really like, because they're not colours they're not shades of colours like blues and oranges that are used very often. So I wanted to kind of look slightly off just to give that kind of surrealist vibe. So testing, I've done. This is the Lomachrome testing. I haven't included the blur effect that I want to use, but the Lomachrome stuff is usually done in camera with a certain type of camera film. But I've been shooting on digital, so I've had to research and test how to do it. This is on Premiere. Yeah, this is Premiere. So I've just played around with some of the color modes, and I've managed to get the forest purple and the sky like a turquoise, which is what I want. So I think that'll look quite cool. Planning, I've only done small Gantt chart. I haven't included shades for the other weeks because I haven't been planning and they've pretty much already been done. So I've just done the rest of it. So I've got the camera and color, the testing, script writing, storyboarding, filming, editing, and then risk assessment. Then somewhere in between week 6 and I should have done week 7 as well before I start filming. And yeah, that's about it. So
okay. Right, good. So nice presentation, well laid out and things like that. So what have I written down? Go back, and we'll go through a couple of slides. Oh, don't. So talk to me about audience, Lewis. I know you presented. So you're saying there is no research on surrealist audiences.
I couldn't find much. It was a bit tricky because it's fairly niche. It's not like it's not mainstream. Do you know, films like Lynch's films aren't really, I wouldn't say widely known. That's just an example. Like 8.5 and like Lynch's films aren't widely known films. Like you'd have to be a bit of a, you've got to kind of seek film. I feel like what I want to do doesn't necessarily appeal to casual audiences. It's audiences that seek this kind of stuff out, this
I agree.
sort of style of cinema out.
And who have you identified as an audience?
I've age-wise,
demographic-wise, and age-wise.
Demographic. I mean, I couldn't like gender. I couldn't really pinpoint because it's not.
ABC ones then. Okay.
Oh, okay.
For C2s and.
Yeah, sort of higher bands.
I'm sure you said C's, but the higher
Did
bands
I say
would be
C's?
A's and B's.
A's and B's. Yeah, I think it was something I read something about higher bands. So people with more income tend to be more creative in a sense, and they're more open to more creative types of films and media rather than the lower bands. I'm not sure the specific.
I think there is research out there now. If you've typed in, so you did say what I struggled with at the start was I haven't really got a title, and I'm not overly bothered with that. I think my audience is going to be. I think that the audience will. At this stage, 5-6 weeks in, you should know your audience.
Yeah.
Because everything you've done since is aimed at an audience. Now you will. Where's your questionnaire results?
Yeah.
Okay. And even then, if you're making you're right. It isn't more of a niche audience. I may be wrong. We'd have to check through the footage, but I think you said it's C2s or C's and D's to start with. And what age range?
I picked a younger age range, so 16 to about 24. That's because there is research into that I found. Tend to be more. So if I went for like 40, 50 age range, they're not as open to sort of creative works like this because it's kind of confusing to a lot of people who are older. But when you're younger, your mind's a bit
Where's
more
that
open.
research from? Because I'd refute that research.
Yeah.
So where's that research from?
I can remember the article off the top of my head, but
you need to back that. That needs to be supported because in some ways I'd say without carrying out research, and I did watch things like Mulholland Drive and I can't think Eraserhead, a lot of David Lynch films when I was a around about that age range, maybe early 20s, but I was going to art school to do film. My friends weren't watching those.
No.
If you see these films, are they going to be on BBC 4, Channel 4 Film, or are they going to be on ITV? Probably those smaller markets, which so you're saying you need to be educated and have an income, because you said it's ABC One, but then you're also saying it's for teenagers.
Younger, yeah. Okay.
And if you are right, that's fine. But I feel as though maybe it's looking through your thing as well, your folder. I feel as though you've just made assumptions there.
Okay.
That needs to be supported. And again, even if you do create a questionnaire and you aim it at 16 to 21-year-olds or whatever that market is, don't have leading questions. Do you like surrealist films, for example? Go out of these genres, which do you watch? What films of these, and as you progress through, you may have a not leading, but you go, how many of these films have you seen? Mulholland Drive, what's the one on the beach with the bed? Eternal Spot. Yeah, those kind of things. Even things like Donnie Darko to some extent, which has got a little bit more of a narrative. It's not so surreal. It's not a surrealist film.
No,
it is, because you've got this rabbit living with him, but it does follow a bit more of a narrative structure. I'd almost expect you to be in them. You're a film student, and you can aim them at film students to some extent, particularly if they're more YouTube short films. But basically what I'm saying is, I don't think you've carried out enough audience research. I don't feel as though you can support it, and that's coming across when you go, I think of my audiences. You should know at this stage. You're pitching it. You're going to be making it soon. So anyway, I'd expect questionnaires without leading questions. Do you like surrealist films? Do you watch surrealist films? Is too leading. It's like, what genres do you watch? Action, comedy, surrealism, blah blah blah. Don't lead up. It doesn't mean you can't make it. It could be that you use that information to, films for these audiences aren't made because it's not a big budget and it's a college film. I haven't got to worry about it making money or anything, so I can still make this film. But as long as I understand, when it comes to showing it, then I'm not just going to put it up on YouTube